A fire ignites the need for Black power. The civil rights movement was a beacon of hope. It shone a light on the deep-seated racism plaguing America. But for many, the victories felt incomplete. The fight for basic rights was won, yet true equality remained elusive. Black communities still grappled with poverty, limited opportunities, and police brutality. Something more was needed, a new approach. This is where the Black Power movement emerged. It was a cry for self-determination, a demand for Black people to control their own destiny. It was a rejection of the idea that equality could be granted by the oppressor. Instead, it called for Black people to seize their own power. This wasn't just about changing laws, it was about changing minds. It was about instilling a sense of pride in Black identity and culture. It was about reclaiming the narrative and defining Blackness on their own terms. The movement resonated deeply within Black communities, sparking a cultural and political awakening. Voices of liberation, leaders and their visions. The Black Power movement was a tapestry woven from many threads. Diverse leaders emerged, each with their own vision. Malcolm X, a powerful orator, ignited the movement with his calls for self-defense and Black empowerment. His words resonated deeply, urging Black Americans to claim their rightful place in society. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., while advocating for nonviolence, also underwent a transformation. He began challenging systemic inequalities. He spoke out against poverty and the Vietnam War, linking the struggle for Black liberation with broader issues of social justice. Stokely Carmichael, a prominent activist, popularized the term Black Power. He advocated for Black self-reliance and political independence. He believed in building Black institutions and fostering Black economic power. His message resonated with those who saw integration as insufficient for achieving true equality. These leaders, along with countless others, gave voice to the frustrations and aspirations of Black America. They challenged the status quo and demanded change. They inspired a generation to fight for their rights and embrace their heritage. Pride and power. Defining the movement's core. At its heart, the Black Power movement was about reclaiming Black identity. It was about instilling a sense of pride in a people who had been told for centuries that they were inferior. Black Power meant embracing one's natural hair, celebrating Black art and music, and reclaiming African history. The movement wasn't just about cultural pride, it was also about economic empowerment. Black-owned businesses were encouraged. Leaders stressed the importance of controlling their own resources and building wealth within their communities. This economic focus aimed to break free from the shackles of systemic racism that kept Black communities impoverished. The call for self-determination was another cornerstone of the movement. Black Power advocates demanded control over their own institutions, schools, and neighborhoods. They wanted the power to decide their own fate, free from external influence and control. This desire for self-determination reflected a deep yearning for agency and self-governance. The Black Power movement was a multifaceted force. It sought to uplift Black people in all aspects of life. It aimed to empower them to control their own destiny and create a more just and equitable society. Section 4. Beyond the label, militancy, and self-defense. The Black Power movement is often associated with militancy. Images of armed Black Panthers confronting police are etched in the public memory. While some groups did advocate for armed resistance, particularly in response to police brutality, it's crucial to understand the context of this stance. Militancy wasn't about initiating violence. It was about self-defense in a society where Black lives were under constant threat. The Black Panther Party, for instance, monitored police activity in Black neighborhoods. They provided armed protection and social programs, highlighting the state's failure to protect and serve its Black citizens. This stance, while controversial, stemmed from the lived experiences of Black communities. They faced constant harassment, brutality, and neglect from law enforcement. The call for self-defense was a desperate plea for safety and dignity in a system that denied them both. The emphasis on militancy, however, often overshadowed the movement's broader goals. It's important to remember that the Black Power movement encompassed a wide spectrum of ideologies and tactics. While some embraced militant self-defense, many others focused on community organizing, cultural expression, and political empowerment. Section 5. A legacy forged, echoes of Black Power today. The Black Power movement's impact extends far beyond its time. Its echoes can be felt in contemporary social movements and the ongoing fight for racial justice. The movement's emphasis on Black pride and self-love continues to inspire. The Black Lives Matter movement, for instance, draws inspiration from the Black Power movement's critique of police brutality and systemic racism. The call for Black Lives Matter is a direct descendant of the Black Power movement's demand for the recognition and protection of Black lives. The movement's emphasis on economic empowerment also resonates today. There's a growing focus on supporting Black-owned businesses and closing the racial wealth gap. Organizations and initiatives are working to dismantle systemic barriers that hinder Black economic progress. The Black Power movement's legacy is complex and multifaceted. It forced America to confront its racist past and present. It instilled a sense of pride and purpose in Black communities. And while the struggle for equality continues, the Black Power movement's spirit of resistance and self-determination remains a powerful force for change. Section 6. Reflections, the enduring spirit of Black Power. Looking back, the Black Power movement stands as a testament to the unyielding spirit of Black people. It was a bold declaration of self-worth, a refusal to be defined by the limitations imposed by a racist society. The movement's message of self-love and self-determination resonated deeply with me as a young Black man growing up in America. It made me realize that my Blackness was not a burden, but a source of strength and pride. It taught me to question the narratives I had been fed about my history and my people. It instilled in me a sense of responsibility to challenge injustice and fight for equality, not just for myself, but for all those who came before me and all those who will come after. The Black Power movement's impact on my life is immeasurable. It shaped my worldview, my sense of identity, and my commitment to social justice. The movement's legacy continues to inspire me to use my voice, my talents, and my platform to advocate for a more just and equitable world. While the struggle for racial justice is far from over, the Black Power movement's spirit of resistance and resilience gives me hope. It serves as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can triumph. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our own destiny and create a better future for ourselves and generations to come.